morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday. Happy last Friday of July. Where in the hell has our summer gone? Wow, it's really flown by.
It certainly has.
So this is our final daily dose until Monday, September 6th, when we'll come back with some sort of update. Don't know what that will be, but this is the final one before our European break. Someone wrote to me and said, "Where are you going in Europe?" Which made me feel really bad. We're not going anywhere in Europe. We're just taking a pretend European break, in part because, you know,
It's a
I have a
European
job.
style break.
Yes, European style. The European style. That would have been an important way to qualify that.
Tragically, I don't think we can go to Europe at the minute anyway.
I thought it was open for 15 seconds.
I think that window is gone.
Oh, okay. Well, we will be being home and working, and Maz will be getting ready for school and all those kinds of things. But we are taking all of August off from Daily Dose to recalibrate, as we've talked to you about all week long. But we wanted to just do a kind of wrap up of this week, actually. First of all, if you did not watch yesterday's pre-recorded conversation with Lisa Scheller, please go back and watch that. That conversation was really powerful. She was a fabulous guest, and we were lucky to get to have her on. So thanks to Patty Sen for arranging that. And thank you to Lisa for joining us. That was just...
Lisa, that was a fantastic conversation.
It really was, and left us with lots of things to take through. Sandy, you're going to just have to do something else for a month. Maybe go back and rewatch us. There are certainly, in 275 episodes, I believe that there are probably 21 or 2 good ones for you to go back to. So Sandy watches us while she exercises, which I love. But, you know, you can call if you want to just get your own private daily dose once in a while.
We can sit down and talk to you about something.
Yes. So anyway, thanks to Lisa. If you didn't watch yesterday, go back and watch that. But we've had a really interesting week in terms of people reaching out. Mm-hmm. So yesterday I was on an all-day bus trip for work. We went to the southeastern corner of the state. You could argue we live in the southeastern corner, but we went to the even more southeastern corner. It was a rural bus trip, and lots of parts of it were incredibly interesting. But we ended up, I'm not going to name anything because I don't want to sound super critical, in spite of the fact that this is about to be a critical conversation. A ton of the day was incredibly interesting. But we ended up having lunch with leaders from the southeast corner of the state and the 30 or so of us that took the bus trip. And I ran into one of our former Daily Dose Guest Thursday guests. And I just wanted to check in with him and see how things were going, because he was going through some struggles when we talked to him. And we were right in the middle of, 75 or so people, so we were not about to have a big, deep conversation. But I said to him, "Well, how are things going?" And he said, "I'm working a lot." And he paused. And I said, "Okay." And he said, "And we're working through some things." And I thought that was interesting because if you know, think back to Rebecca Elliott in particular, talked about how one of the ways she stays sober is to just work and be busy a lot. So I'm hopeful that that is working for him, for his family. So that was interesting. I was also on the bus with someone who has not been a guest of ours, but who has reached out to us privately because and we've talked about this, he has an employee who's been going through his own struggles with addiction. And so when I saw him yesterday, I said, "How is your employee?" And that's all I know. I don't know any details about the employee, and I certainly wouldn't share them if I did. But I said, "How's your employee doing?" And he said, "Dana, we just had his kind of final intermediary wrap-up conversation with HR and his direct supervisor and him and me. And he said he's doing so well, which I was thrilled to hear about. But then he said something that really struck me. He said, I want you and Maz to know that even though I didn't connect with the two of you directly, the work that you have done with Daily Dose that I have watched directly influenced how his direct supervisor and I chose to work through this. And I thought that was so incredible. And I'm telling you that because, you know, one of the reasons we're taking a break is because we're not sure that this work is mattering beyond the few people who we know directly are watching it, despite the fact that we've gotten good feedback. But that was profound.
It's a testament to what we tried to set up in the first place, to an extra information source to get you to the right trained professional for the help that you actually need.
Or to just give you a shift in thinking. So then...
Or a sparkle of hope. Or,
yes.
Something like that.
Yes. So 2 nights ago, I was having dinner with one of my employees and a man that we have hired many times to come in as a consultant for work that we do with the Arts Partnership. And he also has paid some attention to our content. So he said to me, tell me how Daily Dose is going. So I told him that we were wrapping up this week and taking a month break. And he said, first of all, he said that alcoholism has been a big piece of his family's history, which I didn't know. So that's part of why he was interested. But he also said this. He said, when I first came across your first 9 episodes, the stuff we did in February of 2020, he said, the first thing I thought was, who does this? Who is willing to be this honest and this vulnerable and this raw? And he said, I just find it amazing. Now, as I'm telling you all of this, it sounds like I'm saying, and here's another thing we did that was incredible. I'm not telling you this for that reason, although it's lovely to hear. I'm telling you this because my employee, who does not come from a family of addiction, said this. When I watch it, I find life lessons. She said, I don't watch it every day. I think maybe just Ann and Sandy and John Z and my mom watch it every day. And we love the 4 of you for doing that. But she said, I almost always take a lesson from it that applies to my life, which we didn't really know was going to be the case.
It's a great side effect, and
Absolutely.
we should work on that over our break.
Yes, absolutely. And then the last thing that happened this week, I met one of our guests because he got brought in through another company to consult with us on some work. And then when we started connecting through social media, I realized that he had this whole addiction thing, and so we invited him to be on, and he was an extraordinary guest, as they all have been. And he wrote to me this week in my capacity at the Arts Partnership because he owes us a report. And he wrote to say that the last 9 months have been an enormous struggle for him, and that things are very, very bad in his world. And I bring that up because it is a stark and painful reminder that nobody is ever cured definitively of addiction. Ever. It's why you don't say, I am a recovered alcoholic.
No, I'm wrong.
You say, I'm a smiling, happy
Yeah,
addict in recovery,
Yeah,
or alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic enjoying sobriety. Yeah. Or a smiling, happy alcoholic, but it is a disease, and if it can rear its ugly head like any other disease if you're not careful. I mean, it's also a weird disease that you can choose to some extent if it rears its ugly head again to a certain point. I mean, it's not like cancer in the fact that it could come back. In fact, if you are a cancer survivor, it may never come back.
Yeah. You're right, though. You can't often control if your cancer shows up again. You can, to some extent, control if your addiction shows up again. You know, it's the point that you and I have talked a lot about. Could you moderate your drinking today? Perhaps. But why risk it?
I wouldn't run that risk. It's not worth it to me. My
Yeah.
life is quite wonderful as it is.
And so many of our guests have said the same thing. Maybe, but why run the risk? I don't have anything in my life like that. You know, my Special K thing. But, I mean, clearly last weekend did sort of indicate that,
Yeah,
yes,
it
indeed,
does.
Special K bars are not something I can control.
That was an interesting.
I know, you thought I was joking all this time,
That
didn't
was
you?
a very interesting observation. I'll just put it that way.
Not joking. I have no ability to control that.
You don't.
No. But the point is, there's really nothing in my life that I have to stay away from. And we don't know if that's true for you or not, but why
No.
risk it?
Yeah. Wouldn't even think about it.
So in 1 week, 5 short days of thinking about wrapping up for a while at least, and maybe forever, and being very open about it, we've had 4 or 5 really incredible encounters with people who have come across Daily Dose in a variety of ways and who have needed it for very different ways. So I bring all that up because I think there's value in the discipline of doing it every day. Has it felt like a burden to you, these 275 episodes?
No, it actually hasn't. It's been kind of fun. We've done them from a lake cabin. We did one on the road to get my green card extended before I became and it worked before
We
I became
did.
an American. We just stuck it.
Yep.
We just stuck the phone on the dashboard by the little screen in the dashboard. It worked there. We
did 10 days while I was on my writing retreat.
Yeah, we done a
I
couple.
was in Bozeman for one.
Yeah, and we did a couple from England.
No,
Yes, we did.
no, we did 2 podcasts.
Oh, that's right, wasn't it?
We didn't start this until July. We did a couple where you were in your office, I was here,
yeah.
and a guest was someplace else.
We marvelled at my lava lamp.
Yes,
My
we
office.
did. You know, so I think there's value to the discipline of it for us. I think there's value to the addiction conversation, the insight, the guests who have shared such remarkable stories, who have shared their own journeys, which have been both exactly like
Yeah.
and totally different than yours.
It's been, I mean, I've never been to an open AA meeting. The AA meetings I go to were closed, not by choice, it's just that a lot of them are closed. So, open AA meetings just means that you can bring a friend who isn't an alcoholic. So it's only, it depends the people there if they want to talk to other people who aren't alcoholics. It's a choice thing. So to me, this year's been kind of like an open AA meeting. I mean, I picked up my 4-year chip, thanks to you and Paddy. Thank you for getting that for Dana. On one of our episodes of Daily Dose, actually the one that was my 4th year birthday of sobriety.
February 1st, 2021.
Yeah, there it was. So it's been a really interesting and so it hasn't been a chore at all. It's been very enlightening for me.
It has been incredibly enlightening for me. I know I've said this, but I just did not know what I needed to learn yet. I kind of thought, well, I got this. And what I realized is it did sort of become therapy for us and you, by extension of watching it. Man, there was some deep stuff I needed to work through and things I continue to need to work through that I couldn't have learned, not because we weren't having conversation on our own, but because it wasn't so focused, it wasn't so specific. So I guess my encouragement to you in these 31 or so days that we are off, actually it'll be a little bit more than that, 35, 36 days that we are off, is figure out for yourself a little discipline to to get in the habit of, whether it's journaling or, having a conversation with somebody every day, the same person, or going for a 15-minute walk every day or whatever. Get in a habit that helps you just be in that mindset, because I think you will be really surprised what happens when your body and your mind starts to expect it. I think it's going to be hard for us not to show up on Monday at 8:30.
Yeah, probably will be sitting in the kitchen. What do we do?
Yeah, it will be lovely and weird. So my hope is that we come back. My hope is that the woman we've hired figures out some good ways for us to expand and grow this, and that we come back and we start the next round September 6th. But if we don't, then I'm inordinately proud of the work that we've done.
I am too. I mean, we've talked to people who have managed their living with their addiction in different ways. We've talked to people who have gone on to be counsellors. We've talked to people who have set up non-profits or work for non-profits.
We've talked to people who've been the children of or the spouse of addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel so privileged to have been able to take this journey with so many people, including our audience. And mostly, I feel so unbelievably proud of you. You are a plant cell wall biochemist, a happy, smiling alcoholic, enjoying sobriety.
That's about it, yeah.
Irish American.
Just won't all fit on a t-shirt.
It won't. It would be a long acronym if we were to shut that down. But none of that indicates that what you would want to do is show up every day and have people talk about you and you join in to something that by and large is still considered incredibly shameful. So I'm proud of you. I'm grateful to you. I'm proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of how vulnerable and honest you showed up and we showed up. And I'm really grateful to the audience who has been so supportive of this.
I'm proud of you for weathering through it too. Just not just being the vulnerability, but actually technically you have been our producer and IT expert
for
this,
good or for bad.
for this journey.
Yes, thank you.
Maybe we'll get podcasting for dummies out of the library and read it over the next few weeks.
I'm not sure it's too late for that. All right, we're going to wrap up. Have an excellent, safe, healthy, joyful August.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I don't know about you, but for the last couple of minutes in the back of my head, I've been thinking, 4 weeks and 6 days sounds like a fantastic European vacation length. It's a shame it's not actually going to be that, but there you go.
It's true. Enjoy your backyards and your local parks, and continue to stay your lake homes if you have them, your ocean home, and if you're back in Maine, which I believe you are. Continue to stay safe. COVID is certainly making its way back to some extent, so continue to be mindful of that. Get ready to go back to the fall schedule, and we will see you September 6th.
Just one thing to bring that up. So I've been looking into the history of pandemics that have gone through the history of this country. So they've actually, the big one, of course, the 1918, 1920 pandemic, where the federal government said to everyone in America, you have to wear a mask. And back then, lesson from history, everyone went, yeah, all right, fair enough.
What do you know? Yep. So, we're preaching to the choir. You are like-minded people. So we know that you're doing the right thing. We know you're probably all likely vaccinated. Good for you.
One more thing. The latest technology, a microchip will not fit through a hypodermic needle.
Could anybody please pull their head out of their friggin' armpit and just think about that?
But if you are worried, get vaccinated, but stay away from barcode readers for a while. Just in case. Yeah. I am a scientist, so what do I know?
I play one on TV sometimes, so I know a lot. Okay, have an excellent August. Thanks for all your support.
Thank you.
We'll see
Everyone, thank you.
We'll see you September 6th. Bye.
Bye.